their business, and I think they know what they're doing, and they'll keep it together. And they're all nice guys in their own right. They're not confrontational type people.
They seem like such close friends that helps them to stay where they're at.
There's a certain intensity Chester has.
Chester invited us over to do the MTV Cribs at his house, and I tongue-kissed his dog for 15 minutes to get on camera, but I got cut from the scene.
He's hip, and he's very aware of everything that's going on, but you can get this sense that he really appreciates the energy that we're putting in, and each time we would play and give more and more energy, you got this sense of, I really appreciate what you're doing for us, and it was a nice feeling.
This dog was awesome. I couldn't believe it. Cleanest mouth I've ever had on a dog.
Rob is a really cool guy. I like Rob a lot, man. They used to make him come over and pick the equipment up from my house a lot. And he'd come over and he'd be like, oh, damn, man. He'd be loading that stuff in, but it would always be like, well, you're the drummer, you got to do this kind. You're used to carrying drums. So.
They keep everything in perspective, and I think that's what keeps them focused. They know they need each other, and with that as the ultimate goal, they keep their relationships positive and functional.
They're very regular, down-to-earth kind of people. You wouldn't, take a look at them and think that they were rock stars just to meet them on the street.
When so many bands get signed, they get treated as a rock star, whereas these guys they basically got signed because the record label, wanted their A&R guy. That's not a really encouraging, uplifting, it's not a real self-esteem booster.
They're great, man. They're a lot of fun. Very nice, very genuine guys, and just, true to the heart kind of people,
Most bands that get signed, even if they got signed by the skin of their teeth, think they're the next Led Zeppelin.
They're kind of like the Do No Wrong group. I mean, they stick together. They don't have any internal problems that anybody knows of.
These guys realized, they weren't going to be treated that way, and I don't think they wanted to be treated that way. And I think it made them an everyman's band. It made them a people's band. And I really think that's what makes them stick out, and I think it's what's going to give them longevity.
They take care of their business. I think they're probably a record label's dream.
In July 2002, the band released Reanimation, an album of other artists' interpretations of Linkin Park tracks. Members of Korn, Jurassic 5 and Stained all put their unique touches to Linkin Park classics.
Our remix album, we really want to do something nice for the fans, kind of introduce them to a lot of the artists that we kind of grew up listening to. And I think a lot of these artists are kind of still pretty underground, like a lot of people don't know them, so that's what Reanimation's all about. Right now we're in the studio recording another full-length album, so that's our proper second album.
Linkin Park keep a lot of creative control over their career. As former art students, Mike and Joe keep their creativity alive, not just through the music, but they also design all the artwork for the band.
I think one of the key defining characteristics to Linkin Park is the amount of involvement they have in every aspect to their art, from the visual to the album artwork to the way their fans are communicated with. And I think that's what the fans like. For better or worse, you're getting the band. And at the end of the day, they have nobody to blame but themselves.
I think control of content is a very interesting point now, because the corporate record companies have got marketing down to such a fine art that they can actually market pretty much anything if they want to anyone. It's a lot about packaging, a lot about the look being decided probably in offices and boardrooms and just rolled out, and the band being told, this is what you look like, okay, go and learn your lines, really.
Well, Linkin Park has been able to maintain their creative control over their vision of their entire project between the process of the past two albums, which is very important for the success of a group, especially if you want to see more money in your pocket these days, because a lot of times you don't have hands on your merchandise, you don't have hands on your video direction, and they control all of that, which is great, and that's why they're at the top of their game now.
Not everybody can say they do all their own artwork, own all their own merchandising, and manufacture it in-house. They'd probably make an extra $5 million a year off of merchandising alone, so I think that's really smart.
What Joseph Hahn has done as a video director, has really appealed and is connected with the fans. And in a certain sense, I think it's empowering for other bands. Linkin Park's dedication to every single little aspect, inspires other bands that they should equally be as concerned about all the minute details. And at the same time, when you're doing huge tours and you're putting together Project Revolution, when you're trying to work on new songs, you really don't have time to do all of this. So you know that this is happening with no small amount of sacrifice.
I think our artwork's awesome.
Mike Shinoda actually designed our group logo, 4 Styles of Beyond. I got a little thing there, a little SOB, he did that. So that was like our first little initiation. We're all gonna get our tattoos and stuff like that, and it just kind of stuck with us.
They've always been good. Like Mike used to take 12 inches and paint the artist on the 12 inch. He'd do like his own picture disc and stuff like that, and Joe's incredible.
Visually, he's amazing. So he just came on with that logo and it just stuck. We're like, wow, that's it. That's it.
I think they know what they're going for, and I don't think they're looking for somebody to make them into something. They know the sound that they have in their head. And if you know them as people, their sound, you can see their sound in the way they are as people. There's just a hint of Japanese animation in their rock and stuff like that. So I think they're really particular about what they do and who they work with. And I think at the end of the day, that's going to be their strong point, because they can't blame it on anybody else if they don't have a good record. And as long as I think they keep doing it themselves, I think they'll never run into that problem.
A Grammy Award for Best Hard Rock Performance in 2002 cemented the fact that Linkin Park were a true force to be reckoned with, and their appearance on the Matrix Reloaded soundtrack certified them as globally recognised musicians.
The people from the Matrix, they selected one of our songs to use in the movie. It actually runs right as soon as the movie ends, at the ending credits. It's a different type of thing though, because it's an instrumental song. It's a song called Session off our album. There's no vocals on it.
Although fans had to wait 3 years between Hybrid Theory and Meteora, they weren't disappointed. They bought it in their millions and made it the 3rd best-selling album of 2003. And readers of Rolling Stone voted Linkin Park their favourite metal and hard rock band.
Well, I was approached to play with Linkin Park, I would say in late 2002.
Evan Wilson is the principal violist with the Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra. He's performed on film soundtracks including